Alright, I have to move this down. As promised, a little bit late, but as promised, here are the scores and thoughts for week 4. Um, One word of note, some of the games in the early schedule I did not get a chance to watch because I slept through the games, but I did watch the rest of them, or as much as I could, on NFL Network. Well, not NFL Network, on NFL Red Zone, so... we'll start with the... this is a little bit late, I do apologize. I didn't get around to doing this until now, so this will go up when I get done recording this. So, we'll start with the Thursday night game, Ravens and Browns. First game back with the old refs, with the non-replacement refs, whatever you want to call them, the good refs. It was an okay game. I mean, I made the mistake of sitting Trent Richardson in fantasy because I thought the Ravens defense was going to shut him down, and I was wrong. You'll see who I started, or I'll tell you who I started later. But Ravens get the win. I guess the team they should beat in the Browns. The Browns are getting a little bit better. They're getting, they have decent players. I still don't know why they drafted Brandon Weeden, but whatever. Patriots versus Bills. I have the Bills defense in my fantasy team. I don't start them for obvious reasons. Yeah, the Patriots kind of destroyed them. That's what I heard from. That's what I see by the score here. Maybe the Patriots are, starting to show that, hey, we can actually do something. We're actually able to compete now. I mean, they got off to a slow start, but maybe they'll show later in the season that they're actually, gonna compete. 49ers and Jets, I didn't see this game that much, although since it's a shutout of the Jets, and since I've heard some things about the quarterback situation in New York over there, I bet it wasn't good. 49ers showing that they are a good team this year, just like they were last year. And the Jets have really... I think it's time to put in Tebow, to be honest. I've never been a big Mark Sanchez fan. He's an okay quarterback. He's just not great. And it's showing now, and they've lost Revis, so the defense is going to get even... The defense is now bad. They've lost Antonio Holmes for a while, who I also have in fantasy, but he's no longer on my team anymore because I'm dropping him to the free agent pool, waivers, whatever, for someone else. But, I honestly think that the Jets, 2-2, there's still a long way to go, but if they don't do something, if they don't change something at quarterback, the season's just going to be lost. Rams and Seahawks, it's basically what you think it is. Again, I didn't see this game that much just because, again, I was sleeping through the day, but I don't know. I don't know how I really feel about either team. The Seahawks shouldn't be 2-2; they should be 1-3. But because of the replacement ref debacle, they are 2-2. And of course, the Packers should be 3-1 now, or 4-0, whatever. I don't remember exactly. I think they should be they should be 3-1. But whatever. That's stupid. Panthers Falcons. I saw the end of this game. Panthers had the Falcons they had the Falcons right where they wanted them. 1 yard line. Minute to go. And then, or a minute or so to go. Roddy White catches a 40-yard pass. And all the work of the special teams unit is just ruined. It's thrown out the window because the Panthers can't cover anybody. I really think that the season is almost lost at this point. I know it's early, but really, unless we can go on a run here, Cam's just not being Cam. He's taking a step back, really. At least, it's early, like I said, but I don't think the Panthers are going to do anything this year, so I don't know. I'll still watch the Panthers. I'm actually going to a Panthers game this week, so hopefully we don't lose to the Seahawks that badly. Vikings, Lions. I started Michaela Shore in fantasy over Trent Richardson. I know, I'm a fool. I thought that Trent Richardson, against the Ravens defense was a worse option than Mikel Shore against the Vikings defense. I was wrong. Not only did the Vikings win, but Mikel Shore scored less than half of the points that Trent Richardson did in fantasy. Luckily, the rest of my team picked up the slack, so I didn't look like a complete ass. Chargers Chiefs. I don't think I actually saw anything about this game. Chiefs are who we think they are. They're not good. They're not good. Matt Castle, it's about time for him to move on at this point. I mean, he had one good season in New England. He led them to an 11-5 record. Didn't even make the postseason that year. When your one good season doesn't even take you to the playoffs, I mean, I don't remember. I think the Chiefs got. I don't know. I don't know if the Chiefs got to the playoffs last year. I don't remember, to be honest. But I mean, seriously, Matt Castle is not an NFL, not a starting quarterback in this league. He is not. Again, the one good season he had in New England, he was a backup for most of his career. And then the only reason he got thrust into the starter's role is because Brady went down. Brady went down, Castle took over, he performed pretty well, led the team to an 11-5 record, despite the fact, or was it 10-6? I don't remember. They led the team to a winning record. They didn't make the playoffs. He flourished under Bill Belichick. He flourished in a system. Now he's on his own, and we've seen over the last few years that he hasn't been able to handle it. I personally think that Matt Castle is probably going to end up moving on to somewhere else because he's just not going to fit with the Chiefs. So, we'll move on here. Texans, Titans. Texans are 4-0. I truly think that this is their breakout year. I mean, this is the first time I think this is the first time they've ever started 4-0. I mean, they've gone. The bad years are over now in Houston. They made the playoffs last year. So, you know, there's progress in Houston. I think Houston is on the way up now. We could see them contend for years to come. Bengals, Jags. Jags are terrible. Bengals are decent. I mean, Andy Dalton, he's good. Armand Benz, I've heard, is good. I mean, he wears 85, which is kind of funny because 85 used to be Chad Ochocinco's/Johnson's number. But, you know, it's cool. I think the Bengals are going to do decent this year. Broncos, Raiders. Peyton Manning shredded Oakland. That's all you need to know. And then we go back, scroll down. Cardinals, Dolphins. Probably the best game of the weekend. I mean, the Cardinals, Kevin Kolb leads the team down the field on a game-winning drive, or a game-tying drive, to send it to overtime, and then they hit a game-winning field goal to win to keep the undefeated season going. I mean, they're probably not going to keep the undefeated season going for that much longer, but still, that's something at least. Redskins, Bucks. This was actually a pretty good game as well. I don't know if it was on the caliber of Cardinals, Dolphins, but Redskins Bucks is pretty good. I saw some of it. I was pretty impressed. RG3, I think he's for real this year. I mean, we're going to have to see what happens against tougher competition, but we'll see. Packers Saints. I really wanted the Saints to win this game because not only was there a giveaway going on the Madden forum I go to where a guy was actually going to give out a prize to a random user every week if the Packers lost, but also because I don't like the discount double check thing. It's worn out now. I really don't like it. I don't like the discount double check. I'm not a big fan of the Packers, to be honest. I'm just not a big fan. But Saints 0-4. Will they go winless? I doubt it, but we'll see. Eagles, Giants. Sean McCoy is on my fantasy team. He performed pretty well. He started the game off not so well. He had negative fantasy points at one point, but he came back and did well. And the Eagles won the game. And I think Michael Vick didn't even turn over the ball. So, that's good. And then finally, Bears, Cowboys. Bears completely thrashed the Cowboys. Dallas, I think Tony Romo was not good. When your starting quarterback throws 5 interceptions, and if I remember correctly, 2 of them are returned back for touchdowns. At least one I know of. I think it was 2. When your quarterback throws 5 picks, your starting quarterback throws 5 picks, and your backup quarterback, who is, by the way, playing against his former team, and by the way, was washed up as a backup in Kansas City, or I think he might have actually started in Kansas City, I'm not sure, but he was supplanted for Tebow, traded because Tebow was a better quarterback, was performing better. Or really, I think he was traded. And then he's a backup to Tony Romo on the Cowboys, and then he comes into the game and does better than Tony Romo does. That's just, come on. When are you going to finally admit that Tony Romo, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tony Romo has had flashes of brilliance, but I just don't think he has enough. I mean, granted, the Cowboys' offensive line is in shambles, and that team is just not good. I mean, Dez Bryant dropping about 80 billion passes didn't help, but there comes a time where Tony Romo, I mean, something has to happen over there. So, anyways, I'm going to pause the video real quick, bring up the next week, and we'll be right back. Alright, so here are the next week's games. Let's see, notable games here. Well, obviously the Panthers game is notable for me because I'm going to it. I don't know if I'll put up any video. I don't think I'm going to put up any video, but Cardinals, Rams, I mean, undefeated team. You never know. Cardinals will probably beat the Rams. Eagles, Steelers, I don't know. Packers, Colts. Colts are going to get destroyed. Browns are going to get destroyed by the Giants. Falcons are, it's probably going to be a shootout with the Redskins. That'll probably be a good game. Bengals are going to destroy the Dolphins. Ravens are going to blast the Chiefs. You already know about, I just right-clicked for no reason. You already know about my thoughts on the Panthers-Seahawks game. I hope the Panthers win because I'm going to the game. I don't want to see a bad loss. Bears, Jaguars. Bears are going to just romp all over the Jags. The Jags are not good. Broncos, Patriots. It's going to be a good shootout. It's going to be good. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping that Peyton Manning actually does beat Tom Brady. But we'll see. 49ers, Bills. Probably going to be a little bit better than most people think because the Bills actually may be competent. Vikings, Titans. I look for the Vikings to beat the Titans. I think the Vikings might be legit this year. Chargers, Saints. I don't think the Saints are getting their first win this year or this week, not by a long shot. And Texans are going to destroy the Jets. So that's it. I'll be back with the scores and thoughts next week, hopefully earlier than today. Maybe Tuesday. So that's it. Later.